Well, Watson, the night is kinda open. What is of interest tonight?
The little theatre got their name back. I understand they are performing a drama mystery tonight.
You know Philip Powell is the director.
That should be interesting. Sounds more like a comedy to me.
Elizabeth Reef is the stage manager. I think she can handle Philip.
Or maybe not.
That settles it. We are going to the little theater tonight.
I'll be back in a moment, Bert. Just enjoying the garden.
Very good, Sir Charles.
No. No. Stay back. Stay where you are. No. No. Get away. Get away. No.
It all began, as these things do, with simplicity itself. A walking stick left at our residence by an unknown visitor. However, the trail, like a labyrinth, from an ancient myth led eventually to what my friend Sherlock Holmes described as the greatest, most dangerous case of his entire career. It all ended in a kind of reckless triumph, and along the way it renewed my respect for the greatest man I have ever known.
Oh, Dr. Watson, look at this cane. That man last night left it here by accident when you and Mr. Holmes were out at the opera. Oh, it's so romantic living a stick like this by the fireside.
Morning, Watson.
Morning, Holmes.
Morning! Have you seen the cane yet, Mr. Holmes? I wonder who left it.
Wow. That's not too much of a problem now, is it? Look here. There's an inscription right on the ferry. To Dr. John Mortimer, good luck from all your friends at the CCH. 1894. Well, what do you make of it, Watson?
Oh, well, applying your method, Holmes, though I'm sure I can never equal them, I'd say that, since the stick is scratched at the bottom, he likes to take long walks, and he lives in the country. Therefore, CCH must stand for, Country Club Hunt. And since such gifts are generally given upon retirement, I'd say that, this fellow's a successful, elderly medical man who's lived in the country his whole life and is well beloved by his friends.
Excellent, Watson. Truly remarkable.
Did I get it right then?
Nope, you are absolutely right. Right, Watson, you inspire me. Like John Falstaff, you are not only witty in yourself, but the cause of wit in other men. In point of fact, the stick tells us that our Dr. Mortimer is a young man, under 30, who used to work at the Charing Cross Hospital here in London. He's lived in the country for 5 years. He's amiable, unambitious, absent-minded, and the possessor of a medium-sized dog.
Mr. Holmes, sometimes I think I'd marry you if you didn't have such filthy habits.
Trifles, Mrs. Hudson. A pie again. He is a Dr. Mortimer, therefore the initial CCH must stand for Charing Cross Hospital. He must be a young man, for he would not have left such a fine practice if he were well established. He must have been a student there. The date on the stick is less than 5 years old, therefore we have a young man under 30.
And the rest of it?
Well, the scratches on the cane confirm that he does indeed live in the country now. In my experience, that only amiable men receive such testimonials, only unambitious ones abandon London, and only absent-minded ones leave their cane and not their calling card.
Go! And what about the dog?
Well, look at the tooth marks. Being a heavy stick, the dog has held it tightly by the middle. The dog's jaw, as denoted by the space between the marks, is too broad to be a terrier, narrow to be a mastiff. It must have been a, yes, a curly-haired spaniel.
Oh, Holmes, how could you possibly know that?
As I am looking out of the window and see such a dog climbing our doorstep now. And there's the ring of its owner, Mrs. Hudson, the door.
Right away, sir.
Now is the dramatic moment of Bay Watson. When you hear the step upon the stair of someone walking into your life, and you know not whether for good or ill. What does Dr. Mortimer, a man of science, want of Sherlock Holmes, a specialist in crime? Can he relieve the tedium of our mortal existence? Come in!
Ah, my stick. Oh, what a relief. I wouldn't lose it for the world.
A presentation, I see.
Indeed, from Charing Cross Hospital when I moved to the country. I was a student at the time. I take it I am addressing the Sherlock Holmes?
And this is my friend, Dr. Watson.
How do you do?
This is Mrs. Hudson.
How do you do?
Tea, Mrs. Hudson.
Yes, I'd love some. Of course. Right away.
Shall I begin, sir?
Please.
I have here a manuscript.
Mid-18th century. Unless it's a forgery.
1742 to be exact. It's been passed down for over a century and committed to me for safekeeping by my friend Sir Charles Baskerville, whose sudden death 3 weeks ago has created quite a excitement in Devonshire.
Appears to be a statement of some sort.
Yes.
May I read it to you?
Please, have a seat.
Of the origins of the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Hound?
Know then that in the time of the Great Rebellion, the manor of Baskerville was held by a Hugo of a most wild, profane, and godless nature. It chanced that this Hugo came to love the daughter of a yeoman who held lands near Baskerville, but the maiden feared his evil ways and would ever avoid him. So it came to pass that one Michaelmas, this Hugo, with 5 or 6 of his wicked companions, stole down upon the farm of the maiden and carried her off. And when they brought her to Baskerville Hall, the maiden was placed in an upper chamber.
Now stop it, please!
Quiet down!
While Hugo and his friends sat down to a long carouse, as was their custom. Now the poor lass upstairs was likely to have her wits turned by the singing and shouting, and in the stress of fear, she did that which might have daunted the bravest of men. For by the aid of the ivy which covered the south wall, she came down from the eaves, and so began homeward across the moor. Now it chanced that small time later, Hugo found the cage empty, and the bird escaped. Whereupon, rushing down the stairs, he sprang upon the table and cried,
If I can but overtake that witch this very night, I shall render my body up to the powers of evil! Now, saddle my mare, unkill my pack, and put the hounds upon her!
taking to their horses in pursuit. The revelers had gone but a mile when they passed the shepherdess and cried to her to know if she had seen the hunt. The woman was crazed with fear and could scarcely speak, but at last recounted.
I have seen the maiden and the dogs, and then Sir Hugo passed me upon his mare, and there ran behind him such a hound of hell as man has never looked upon.
The drunken squires rode on, but soon their skins turned cold, for they came upon the dogs, who, though known for the valor of their breed, were whimpering in a cluster at the head of a ditch. And there in the moonlight lay the unhappy maiden where she had fallen dead of fear. It was not the sight of her body, nor the sight of Sir Hugo lying nearby, which raised the hair upon their heads. But standing over him, plucking at his throat, was a foul thing, a great black beast, shaped like a hound, yet larger than any hound that ever mortal eye has rested upon. And even as they looked, the thing tore the throat out of Sir Hugo.
Continue.
I am here because of the sudden death, 3 weeks ago, of my friend and patient, Sir Charles Baskerville, at the very same estate in Devon. The verdict at the inquest was death by natural causes.
But
But I arrived before the police, and at the inquiry, was reluctant to reveal certain observations I had made for fear of endorsing local superstitions.
I'm fond of observations, Doctor. Pray continue.
The day was wet, and Sir Charles's footprints revealed him walking behind the house to the gate where it appears he had waited. He then started back again, but the footprints changed. It seemed that he had walked tiptoe from that point on, moving away from the house to the spot where he fell. I then examined the body, which had remained untouched. Sir Charles lay face down with his arms out and his fingers dug into the ground. And when I turned him over, his features were so convulsed with emotion that I could hardly have sworn to his identity. Of course, there was no physical injuries of any kind and no disturbances near the body, but there were marks on the ground several yards away.
footprints.
Footprints.
Man or a woman?
Mr. Holmes, these are the footprints of a gigantic hound.
And you saw this?
Clearly.
Yet you said nothing.
What was the use?
Well, how was it that nobody else saw it?
The footprints were 20 yards from the body.
There are sheepdogs on the moor.
This was no sheepdog.
You say it was large.
Enormous.
Oh, if only I'd have been there. You should have sent for me.
I didn't think of it. Besides,
What is it? You hesitate.
there were several incidents before the tragedy. Several people claim to have seen a creature on the moor that corresponds exactly like the Baskerville demon of legend. A creature from a nightmare with blazing eyes and dripping jaws. Gentlemen, there is a reign of terror in this district, so no one will cross the moor at night.
How can we assist you?
By telling me what to do with Sir Henry Baskerville, who arrives in Waterloo Station in exactly an hour.
He is the heir.
Yes, he's an American from Texas.
Why not take him to the home of his fathers then?
Think of the history, the danger. Gentlemen, what am I to do?
Firstly, call off your Spaniard, currently scratching at my door with the zeal of a Christian. Then, take a carriage and collect Sir Henry.
And then?
Return with him here tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and I'll advise you how to proceed. Good morning.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I like it, Watson. There's a certain feverish quality to this case that appeals to me. Are you going out?
Well, unless I can help with the case in some way.
No, no. Just when you pass Bradley's, get them to send off a pound of their finest shag tobacco, will you?
This was the moment when everything changed. Holmes had smelled the bait, and I sensed that we were on the verge of another one of his strange roller coaster adventures. I also knew that tobacco was the engine he required at these moments of intense mental concentration. So I stopped at Bradley's.
Well, that'll be 10 and 6 for the finest shag tobacco in the country.
Yes, quite. Yeah. I had it sent round, and then I returned later that evening. Holmes! Oh! Holmes! Oh, heavens!
Good to go, dear boy.
Oh, no. poisonous atmosphere.
Well, it is a little thick, but as a medical man, you'll admit, smoking is good for the health.
I'll admit no such thing. Now, how is the case coming?
There are some points of distinction to it. Change in footprint, for example. What do you make of that?
Mortimer said the victim began walking on tiptoe at some point.
He was running, Watson. Running for his life. His heart stopped and he fell dead on the spot.
Running from what?
Therein lies our problem. There are indications he was literally crazed with fear.
His face, you mean?
That, and I believe, something dangerous approached him from across the moor. I mean, only a man who is completely out of his wits would run away from the house as opposed to towards it when threatened. And who was he meeting that night? And why was he waiting inside the yew alley instead of inside the house? Things take shape, Watson. It becomes coherent. Come, get your hat, or we'll be late.
For what?
For the opera. There's nothing like a little musical mayhem to clear the mind.
At the opera, Holmes sat there motionless as if in a trance, induced by the discordant harmonies that swirled around us. I had no doubt, however, that his mind was circulating a mile a minute, sorting clues like a ciphering machine. While on the stage below us, a woman named Flora Tosca was taking her revenge on the evil Baron Scarpia, acting out the kind of ruthless murder that had become part of our daily lives.
Mrs. Hudson! Mrs. Hudson, the door!
Dr. John Mortimer and Sir Henry Baskerville, Baronet. Entree, s'il vous plaît.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Likewise, I am sure.
Now, I understand, Mr. Holmes, that you like to think out little puzzles for people to solve. If my new friend here hadn't arranged for us to come around this morning, I'd have come myself.
You've had a remarkable experience, then.
I wouldn't call it remarkable, exactly. Just this oddball letter that arrived at my hotel this morning.
To Sir Henry Baskerville, Northumberland Hotel. Who knew you were staying at the Northumberland?
No one could have possibly known.
Except yourself.
Oh, we only decided to stay there after we left the station.
I say, all the words have been cut out of a magazine or a newspaper.
Except the last word. As you value your life or your reason, keep away from them more. I take it you told Sir Henry about the hound?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and it sounds like hogwash to me. I mean, a big old hound with blazing eyes that breathes fire. Hell, I got hounds back home that would eat them for breakfast and spit out the bones.
Watson,
Yes?
you have that copy of yesterday's Times?
Yes, here it is.
There's an interesting article all about free trade on the front page. Yeah, here. Listen. You'll see that it stands to reason that your tariffs will keep away wealth from the life of the country, which...
Aren't you getting a bit off the trail here?
On the contrary, I am hot on the trail. See, the words in the letter. You, your life, reason, keep away from the... The words in the article. You, your life, reason, keep away from the... Why, they were cut out of a copy of this very article.
That's remarkable. How did you know that?
Come, doctor. It's my profession. I know the newsprint of every paper in the country. Though, I will confess that once, in my younger days, I did confuse the Oxford Mercury with the Dover Express. I couldn't leave the house for weeks, could I, Watson?
No, quite.
But why is the word more written out by hand?
Because the word is less common, therefore it's harder to find in print.
Excellent, Watson. Good work.
Thank you, Holmes.
Now, gentlemen, have you noticed anyone following you this morning?
Holy cow, it's like I walked straight into a dime novel.
Well, I've seen no one.
The point remains whether or not Sir Henry should go to Devonshire or not.
Oh, no, it don't remain. Well, that is my property now. All 10,000 acres of it. And I ain't giving it up for nobody.
Then do as I say, and do it now. I want the two of you to walk back to your hotel at a brisk but not unreasonable pace. Dr. Watson and I will meet you there for lunch at 1. Good morning, gentlemen. Go quickly.
Well, I gotta confess, I don't quite understand.
Do not question me. Go now.
We shall see you later.
Quickly, Watson. Get your hat. There's not a moment to lose.
Why, shall I stop then?
Not for all the world, dear fellow. We'll follow them at 50 paces. Quickly, into the streets.
Oh, I say, it's pouring out here.
Keep them in view.
There they are.
Stay low. Act natural.
Oh, Holmes, look, they stopped at the window.
Duck into this doorway here. Do you see? Do you see that cab with the man inside?
Oh,
The one with the black beard.
wait.
He's halted on the other side of the street. Now he's moving forward again. Slowly. He's following Sir Henry and Dr. Mortimer.
Oh, I see, he spotted us.
Sherlock Holmes!
Get back! Get back! Too late! Cab! A cab! Find me a cab!
Taxi! Taxi!
Cab! Cab! Oh, for the love of God, a cab! Been such a fool. A dolt, a babe in the woods. I trust, Watson, if you're an honest man, you'll record this blunder of mine in your memoirs, along with the many successes you keep writing about.
Well, who was the man?
I have no idea.
Then how did you know he followed Sir Henry that way?
Come, Watson. It's obvious from all we've heard that Sir Henry had been followed ever since arriving in London. I just thought his pursuer would be on foot, not in a cab.
Well, it's a pity we didn't get the number.
Foolish as I've been, you don't think I'd fail to get the number, do you? I have an idea. Come with me. Yes. The messenger's office. Come inside.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Holmes! Oh, what a pleasure it is to see you so. Lucy! Get down here! It's Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson! She's going a bit deaf like her mother, who couldn't hear a freight train if it was running her down. But Lucy!
Oh, me saints! Mr. Holmes and the dear doctor! We'll never forget what you two did for us.
Well, why would you have no business left?
He'd be rotting in jail as he ought to be.
Oh.
You're lovely to say it.
What?
You're lovely!
Ooh, doctor. The last man to call me lovely is the father of my children.
What can we do for you, gentlemen?
2 things. Firstly, I need you to send a wire to the cab office. Tell them I require the identity of the woman who drives cab number 2704.
Woman?
Come, Watson. You didn't notice?
Well, I'll do with this instance, sir.
Also, do you mind?
Oh.
You have a lad amongst your messenger boys, named Cartwright. Done some errands for me in the past. Is he in?
Ooh!
Cartwright!
Oh, Cartwright! He's a good lad. Here, let me call him for you. He's been one of our regulars since... Cartwright! Get down here! Mr. Holmes to see you!
Calling now!
Oh, and I'd appreciate a moment alone with him.
What?
Alone!
Oh! Well, of course you feel alone, Doctor. You need a wife to take care of you.
Cartwright!
I've got this, sir!
Oh, we'll leave you to it then.
What?
We're going away!
No, I don't think we should stay.
Hello, Mr. Holmes. Doctor.
Hello, Cartwright. How are the rest of the boys?
They're regulars and they're doing all right, sir, with the odd job now and then, of course. They wouldn't mind a little extra work on their plates if it came calling in the scheme of things.
We certainly wouldn't.
Who's that?
Name's Milker, sir. I work with Cartwright where there's a shilling or two to be had. What do you think?
Fine. We'll speed things up. Now, do you boys see this hotel directory? There are 23 hotels listed in the neighborhood of Charing Cross.
I see them.
Got it.
Right, good. You are to visit each of them in turn.
Yes, sir.
Start in each case by giving the porter 1 shilling.
Yes, sir.
You tell them you wish to see yesterday's refuse. Tell them you are looking for a lost telegram.
Yes, sir.
What you are actually looking for is this page of the Times with some words cut out.
Yes, sir.
Will you please both stop saying yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, without 20 cases, the refuse from the day before will have been burned. But in the other 3 cases, you'll be shown a heap of paper. You are to look for this page of the Times amongst it. The odds are enormously against you finding anything, but I would like a report as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
You got it, sir.
And what I say, what a pleasure it is entering your employment, Mr. Holmes.
And you, Dr. Watson.
And now,
Like a runaway horse.
or a speeding train,
Or a spotted leopard.
or a genie in a bottle,
Or a phantom.
or a ghost,
Or a bullet.
or a sound,
We're off.
Strange boys. Come, Watson. We're due at the Northumberland Hotel. Ever told you I know the desk clerk there?
No.
Oh, yes. He's Castilian.
Oh, Mr. Holmes! What a pleasure it is to see you, sir. And Dr. Watson, we have read about your exploits in the Strand magazine religiously. Sir Henry Baskerville is waiting upstairs to see you.
Would you mind if I took a look at your register?
Not in the least, sir. Mi registerio e tu registerio.
Ah. I see no one has checked in since Sir Henry arrived.
That's correct, sir. We tend to keep out the rift and the raft. For as you know, we are the most proper hotel in all of London.
Of course. This is interesting, Watson. If no one has checked in, it means that the man in the cab is anxious to watch Sir Henry, but equally anxious not to be seen by him.
You mean he's afraid he might be recognized? Yeah. Yeah. Look who's coming, Holmes.
Oh, it's an old friend.
Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard.
Let us hope he does not derail the investigation this time.
Oh, well, no, me senseless. It's Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Well, what the hell are you doing here? Hello, Doctor.
I'm visiting a client. What about you?
Oh, they're wasting me blame time with some piss pot baloney about some baronet.
Sir, your language!
What about it?
This is a public hostelry. There are children here.
I ain't impressed. Me mama speaks Italian too. You know, if you ask me, it's a lot of bullets for some toff from America who's gonna inherit a fortune anyhow.
He's my client, actually.
Oh, well, good, because I got a more important case in Hounslow involving some bleeding bastard and his naked mistresses.
This is outrageous! He will spoil the prestige of this hotel and he will ruin us!
Always a highly strung man, Watson.
God darn it!
Ah, Sir Henry. What's the matter?
Well, I'll tell you what the matter is. They're playing me for a sucker up here in this hotel. And if they don't find my boot, there's gonna be trouble.
Ooh, you lost a boot.
Oh, not just a boot. It's my favorite pair. And they lost just one of them. Now, how in the world does that make any sense? Hey, you!
My God!
She's the maid. I talked to her earlier. Miss, have you found my boot yet? Now tell me the truth, because if you were in on it...
Oh, nein! Nein, sir! I have not found the boot, I swear! I was asking the boot black and it's not with him. And I look on the cupboards, and I look on the shelves, and I make the queries.
Well, either that boot comes back before sundown, or I'll talk to your manager.
I find, I promise, I find just boot!
Oh, sorry I'm late. It's cold.
Bitter?
It's more than bitter, it's downright freezing.
Dunkel?
Yes, it's dank as well.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. It just gets in my craw when somebody tries to play me for a sucker. I mean, I know it ain't important in the scheme of things.
On the contrary, I think it's quite important.
You do realize you were followed after you left us this morning.
Really?
By who? Dr. Mortimer, do any of your acquaintances in Devonshire sport a black beard?
Barrymore does. Sir Charles's butler.
And does Barrymore profit by Sir Charles's will?
Well, he and his wife were given £500 each. But I trust a bequest does not make one a suspect. I received £10,000.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Anyone else?
A few charities, and then the residue went to Sir Henry.
And how much was that?
£740,000.
Good God!
Quite enough money to commit murder for, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, when Dr. Mortimer told me the amount of the legacy, I almost fell off my chair.
And if anything were to happen to Sir Henry, who would inherit?
Well, there's been talk of a black sheep son of Sir Charles's brother Roger, but I believe he died several years ago in South America.
And you're unmarried.
Well, that's right.
No children to speak of.
Oh, sure hope not. But I can't swear to it.
Have you made a will?
Nope.
Well, then I agree. You should go to Devonshire and claim your inheritance. With one proviso. You must not go alone.
Oh, well, Dr. Mortimer's going with me.
But Dr. Mortimer hasn't practiced. And I would presume the house is not near to the manor?
4 miles away.
Well, there you are. No, you need to take with you someone trustworthy who will stand by your side.
Well, could you come yourself?
No, I'm afraid that's impossible. No, there's a scandal involving the King of Bohemia that requires my attention. No, but if my friend here would agree, you could have no better companion, nor braver.
Me? I say, that's a kind way to put it.
Well, it'll be kind of you, Doctor, if you're up for it.
I'm not sure I'm the man for the job, but, well, I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
The matters concluded then. When shall we depart?
Shall we say Paddington Station, 4 o'clock?
Done.
Done. Now, Watson, you'll write me frequently. You are my eyes and ears, and must have information. I've been doing some research and learned that last month a man escaped from Princeton Prison, which is close to Baskerville. He's said to be dangerous. Also, there's a scientist living nearby named Stapleton, lives with his sister. I'm not forgetting the butler and his wife, the Barrymores, about whom I hear some rather sinister rumors. Oh, and of course, there's our friend, Dr. Mortimer, who seems honest, but about whom we actually know very little.
Now, Holmes, you should be more trusting.
I'd be far more trusting if he hadn't just inherited £10,000. On which note, we should probably add Sir Henry to our little gallery.
I don't think so. He's so American.
Well, he inherited close to £1 million. Somebody killed Sir Charles Baskerville.
Oh, but excuse me, are you the gentleman who owned the house at 221B Baker Street?
Well, that's right.
I understand you wanted some words with the driver of cab number 2704. Now, what you got against me?
I have nothing against you, madam. On the contrary, I have a half sovereign here for you, if you will answer some questions.
Well, I'm having a good day on that. How can I help you, sir?
Tell me about the man with the black beard who watched my house at 10 this morning and followed 2 gentlemen down Regent Street.
Now, what's the good of me telling you? You know as much as I do already. Besides, the gentleman told me he was a detective and that I was to keep me trap shut, as it were.
Listen, my dear woman, this is serious business, and it'll go hard for you if you try to keep anything from us, right?
Now, tell me where you picked him up and all that occurred.
The gentleman hailed me at 9:30 this morning at Trafalgar Square and offered me 2 guineas if I would do as he wanted. First, we drove to the Northumberland, and we waited there until 2 gentlemen come out, and then we followed them until they stopped at your place.
And then?
They come out of there, and we follow them again. Only this time, my gentleman sees you 2 on the streets and cries, "Oi, you, drive as hard as you can to Waterloo Station," and I got him there in 10 minutes, and away he went.
This detective of yours, did he leave a name?
Yes, he did. He said as he was getting out of the cab, "It might interest you to know, young woman, that you have been driving Mr. Sherlock Holmes."
What? What? Thank you, my good woman. You've been most helpful.
Thank you, sir.
What a cunning beau, Watson. What a cunning rascal. Don't you see? He saw who I was in Regent Street, knew I'd find the driver of the cab, so sent me back this audacious message. Now we have a bowman worthy of our steel.
Well, the man is bold, if nothing else.
Oh, he's a creature of tangles, Watson. And he's weaving a web of which intricacies we are barely glimpsing. I'm afraid I'm a little worried about sending you on this case alone. You have a revolver, I imagine.
Ah, yes, I thought it well to take it with me.
Keep it by you night and day, and never relax your precautions. Ah, Sir Henry, Dr. Mortimer, right on time.
Well, this ain't an adventure. I don't know what is.
Did you find your book?
No, he did not. I'm afraid it's gone forever.
Interesting. Now, Sir Henry, I want you to follow my instructions to the letter.
Instructions?
Do not, under any circumstances, go out onto the moor at night. It's a landscape that will try and seduce you with its morbid beauty. If you must go out, do not do so without Watson by your side. Is that clear?
Well, I'll try, but I sure don't like being pent up.
All aboard! Sir Henry, shall we proceed?
Good luck to all of you. Watson?
Holmes? I looked back at the station when we had left it far behind, and observed the tall, austere figure of Holmes gazing after us. I felt alone. What's up, what's up? But I was on my mettle to do my best for Holmes and Sir Henry, knowing full well and without regret that there was danger ahead.
Well, that was quick.
Oh, I say, you there, sir, you with the trap. Could you take us to Baskerville Hall for a shilling?
Baskerville Hall, eh? You sure you want to go there, young fella?
Well, yes, I am.
All right, then. Fair enough. Climb aboard. I guess what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Isn't that what Nietzsche says? Don't go! Get here!
We proceeded through the moors of Devonshire, a landscape of such desolation and despair that, well, we may as well have been traveling on another distant planet, where the limbs, the trunk, the very heart of nature was filled with a malevolence. My heart grieved for the world around us. And then I saw it in all its dark, forbidding glory. Baskerville Hall.
Whew. Talk about gloomy. Well, this reminds me of my mom's funeral. Without the liquor.
I'll ring the bell, shall I?
Well, you must be Barrymore. And the missus? Well, how do you do? Well, my name's Sir Henry, and this is my friend, Dr. Watson. He'll be staying here for a little while, if that's all right with you.
Well, of course it is. It is your house.
Oh, I guess that's right. I never thought about it that way.
Would you wish the victuals to be served at once, sir?
Der victuals?
Ja, the victuals.
The victuals. Your dinner?
Oh, right, the victuals. Yeah.
There is hot water in your room if you wish to freshen first.
Oh, well, yeah, I think we'll freshen.
May I say that my wife and I would be happy to stay on until you make arrangements for the new staff.
You're leaving?
Then it is convenient, sir.
But your family's been here for generations. Why, I'd hate to start my life here by breaking the connection.
We were very attached to Sir Charles, and his untimely death has made these surroundings very painful for us. May we show you gentlemen to your room?
Oh, of course, yeah.
We are walking this way.
These portraits are beautiful.
This one is a Sir Hugo Baskerville, the one who stole the maiden in the 1700s. They say his neck was chewed off by the evil owl. This is not a good way to die. The bedroom.
Ah, yeah. Lovely.
The view.
Pardon?
The view.
Oh, the view, yes, yes.
Is what I said, the vista.
The moor, yes, of course, the moor. Yes, it's quite lonely out there. You must be glad to have some company for a change, that's.
Not so much.
Heavens. My dear Holmes, I'm sorry for the infrequent bulletins, but I have slept little since arriving at Baskerville Hall. You know that I am a creature of the Enlightenment, not given to flights of Germanic romanticism, but for several nights in a row I have heard in the distance the muffled, strangled gasps of one who is torn by an uncontrollable sorrow. Meanwhile, Sir Henry remains in surprisingly good spirits.
Hey, y'all got anything out here I can shoot?
And we intend to explore the neighborhood tomorrow morning.
Get back here! Stop! Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh, flutter, flutter. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Raise the net and oh, right! I missed him. I missed him. Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson! Who? Excuse my presumption, sir, but Mortimer told me you arrived last week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Stapleton of Merripit House. I live nearby with my sister, Beryl.
Oh, yes. How do you do? You're a naturalist, I hear.
Yes, indeed.
Ah.
Butterflies are my passion. Zip, plunk, whisht, got it!
Yes, quite. Yes.
Oh, and we're so glad that you came. We were afraid after Sir Charles's death that the new baronet would refuse to live here. I take it you have heard of the legend of the Hound?
Oh, yes, I've heard of it.
Yes, it's extraordinary how gullible the locals are about it. Some of them claim to have actually seen the creature. I have no doubt that that story led to Sir Charles's death.
Oh, how do you mean?
Well, I saw Sir Charles on that morning, and his nerves were so worked up that the sight of any dog would have caused a heart attack. That's my view. But the question is, what does Sherlock Holmes think?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, come. It's useless for us to pretend that we don't know you are the Dr. Watson. Even down here, we read your recollections.
Oh.
And if you're here, then it follows that Sherlock Holmes is interested in the matter as well. Am I right? When is he coming?
I'm afraid I cannot answer that question.
Of course you can't. But if I could be of any help, you just say the word. Ah, a wonderful place, the moor. You cannot imagine the secrets it contains. So vast and barren. Do you see those bright green spots round there?
Oh, yes. They look much more fertile than the rest of it.
Fertile? That is the great Grimpen Mire.
The Grimpen Mire?
Yes, one false step by man or beast could mean death. Just yesterday afternoon, I saw one of the moor ponies wander into it. He never came out. I saw his head for a while craning out of the bog hole, and then his writhing neck shot up, and it sucked him back down again.
But why would one ever go near the Grimpen Mire?
That's because that is where the specimens are.
Ah.
And that is what I do when... Oh! It is like cyclopes.
Yeah?
Do you mind if I...
Oh, no, quite. Go right ahead.
Get back here!
Yes. Oh, yes. But do be careful. You're headed straight for the grip... For the mire. Oh, good God, man.
Go back! Go straight back to London instantly!
Why should I go back?
I can't explain it. For God's sake, do as I ask you.
Well, I've only just come.
Oh, can't you tell him the warning is for your own good? Start tonight. Get away from this place at all costs. Oh, shh! Jack is coming. Not a word of what I've just... Oh! Oh, would you mind fetching me that orchid from amongst the moortails yonder? I mean, just look at that little rabbit. Isn't he adorable?
Hello, Beryl.
So flash, did you catch him?
No, blast it. I see you've met our guest.
Oh, yes, I was telling Sir Henry here, it's rather late for him to see the true beauties of the moor.
What?
I said I was telling Sir Henry here that it's getting rather late for him to see the true beauties
That's
of the
not
moor.
Sir Henry. You thought it was Sir Henry.
No, I am but a humble commoner, madame. My name is Watson. Dr. Watson. General Surgeon. Well,
How do you do? You must
No.
be awfully silly. We've been talking at cross purposes.
no, not at all, not at all.
Come on, dear. Come. Let's show Dr. Watson our little abode. And perhaps we can have some tea to warm us up.
May I ask you a question? Why does one live here? I mean, it all seems so lonely. It's almost primeval.
Well, for a time we had a school in the North Country. But alas, the fates were against us. An epidemic broke out and 3 of the boys died. Well, there was no formal accusations, of course, but the school never quite recovered, and much of my capital was swallowed up. With the remaining bits, we bought Mary Pitt House, and now we're quite fond of the place. And oh, it is a blue cyclops. Do you mind if
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Doctor, I'm sorry to have mistaken you for Sir Henry.
No, it's all right. It's a natural coincidence. But why were you so anxious to have him away from here?
I know about the curse, that's all.
Now, come, Miss Stapleton. Please be frank with me. Ever since I've come here, I've been conscious of shadows everywhere. This world of yours seems nothing but mud and darkness and pits of danger, just ready to suck you in.
And that's what life is, Doctor. There is nothing else. There is no escape.
Hello, Dr. Watson. You know, I get my turn just sitting there doing paperwork with you out here having a good time.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Hi, how do you do? My name is, oh my Lord, you have beautiful eyes. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Oh, no, of course you should have. I mean, it's perfectly all right. I'm Miss Stapleton, Farrell. I live here on your mouth. You're more! I mean, that's
Silly again? Now, when were you ever silly?
Just a minute ago, I was telling Dr. Watson here that you should leave this place, but I was only telling him because I thought he was you, but he isn't you, is he?
No, he isn't.
Now, listen, she was very upset.
Oh, you
but she
make
insisted.
too much of it, Doctor. My brother and I were shocked at the death of Sir Charles. So when I heard his heir came to live here, I became distressed.
Well, you were distressed for me?
Yes, I was. I am. You should leave this place. Why live in a place that has been fatal for your family, a place of danger?
Because it is a place of danger. I mean, that's what makes life interesting. Besides, maybe now it's a place of something else. Or am I mistaken?
Oh no, I think you're not mistaken. And yet, it's foolish. You should leave here while you have the chance. The danger here is very real, and it's not something to be laughed off because of momentary feelings. There it is! That's the hound! It howls and it cries and it brings nothing but death! Oh, it can hardly let go and make it suffer!
Miss Stapleton.
Beryl.
Come back, please, I beg of you! Just please listen to me for your own sake! You'll be killed! No!
Cartwright! Milker!
We're right here, sir. We're on the way off.
Do you have the letter?
Yes, we do, sir.
What are you waiting for? Christmas? Get up here!
Here I am, so right here.
What took you so long?
You have no idea.
Now, tell me about the Times. Did you find the copy with the cut-out letter?
No, sir, no luck. But we did have fun going to roll the trash.
As I suspected. Now, read me Dr. Watson's letter. Curse my experiments. Curse explosives. Curse the fact I ever needed eyes in the first place.
You get those bandages off tomorrow, don't you?
That or I'll strangle the doctor who put them on me. Now read.
Whoops, it ain't from Dr. Watson after all. It's from one of your many beautiful girlfriends. In fact, I think it's a tall blonde one with a long...
Is this your idea of humor, Cartwright?
Yeah, it was.
Well, it's very poor.
Sorry. From Dr. John Watson to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. My dear Holmes, my previous letters have kept you pretty well up to date so far, but there is a new development to add to the mosaic that you and I are so carefully assembling. He's a very good writer.
What? It's our friend Sir Henry begins to display a considerable interest in our neighbour, Miss Stapleton. It is not to be wondered at, for she is a very fascinating and beautiful woman. Oh, that's revolting.
There is something quite exotic about her, and Sir Henry says she has hidden fires buried deep inside her bosom.
Boozle! That's it, I can stand it no longer. Eyes, I need my eyes.
Well, Mr. Holmes!
They are kin to my soul and must be fed row with her like a stock in summer.
But sir!
Oh. Now, where's the letter? Ah, yes. Hidden fires buried deep inside her bosom. Ah, yes. There is more important news, however. When I was out one night last week, I caught a glimpse of someone whom I could not identify as one of the villagers. He was silhouetted in the moonlight, and I could see his wiry figure standing quite still at first, and capering over the rocks like a sprite. I have begun to think of him as the man of mystery. How curious.
Yes, curious, all right.
Very curious.
That fills me with curiosity.
And wonder.
And surprise.
And amazement.
That's enough! I saw the man from a distance several nights in a row, but I have not seen him for the past 2 days. He comes and goes and seems to melt almost magically into the landscape. Watson, he is our better self. And now, let me tell you more about the Barrymores. The Barrymores!
Oh!
Right, we're going to change.
The surprising development began last night. As you know, I'm a very sound sleeper. But at 2 in the morning, I was aroused by a stealthy step passing my room. I got out of bed and saw a shadow in the hall. A man going by, or so I thought. My instinct was to follow him alone, but I thought better of it and crept into Sir Henry's room down the corridor and working quietly.
Sir Henry? Henry? Get down.
Holy cow, I thought I was being murdered in my bed. Like my Uncle Willie.
Listen, something suspicious is occurring. I need you to follow me, but quietly.
All right, you got it.
Barrymore? Ah! Well, what are you doing?
I was looking for Russia.
Oh, baloney! Now I want the truth out of you, Barrymore. What were you doing at that window?
No, Sir Henry, please, do not make me tell. I promise it is not my secret to tell.
I've got an idea. He was clearly signaling someone. Let's see if there's an answering light. Aha! There, an answering light out on the moor. Ah.
Now, you wretch, do you deny that that's a signal? Now, who is out yonder and what's going on? Tell me. Tell me right now.
He cannot tell you.
Inga!
It is my brother. He is starving up there in the moor, and the light is to show him that victuals is ready for him, and his light is to show us where to bring them.
So your brother is...
His name is Victor. He is a convict.
Pardon?
A convict. He was incarcerated.
What?
He was arrested. He was in prison.
He was in
envision what is going to happen to him. As he grew older, he met wicked convict companions and went from victim to victim like vicious dog. He broke our hearts. He is starving out there in the swamp, and I sent him provisions and clothing. Sir Henry, last week when you threw out your old clothes, I gave them to Victor. I am very sorry.
Well, that's all right. And I can't say I fault you, Barrymore, for standing by your wife. We'll discuss it in the morning.
Very good, sir.
Very good, sir.
Oh, just look at that light out there. He's a convict. How far out there do you think he is?
Well, he can't be that far if they took provisions out to him.
Oh, dirty villain. With that candle of his. Well, this is my castle. So come on. Let's go take him.
I agree. Let's go.
All right. Dark out here.
We should close on him quickly. He's liable to be desperate.
Hey, I wonder what Mr. Holmes will say about all this. Oh, good God. Hey, you think there's any truth to them stories?
No. I have always believed the world to be a rational place. It has to be.
It's just sound. My hands are freezing.
Shall we go back?
No, I won't do it. We're after a convict, and I ain't gonna let some old hound dog stop me.
Look, there's a light by that rock. We must be getting close.
Victor! No! No! Leave me alone! It is not our business! I will have my vengeance!
What was that all about, Dr. Watson? Oh my God, he's dead. Help! Help! Somebody help! Dr. Watson is dead! Help! Victor!
No! No! Leave me alone! It is not your business! I will have my vengeance!
What was that all about, Dr. Watson? Oh my God, he's dead. Help! Help! Somebody help! Dr. Watson is dead! Help!
I was not dead. I was, however, deeply humiliated. Sir Henry carried me back to the manor, where I was attended by Dr. Hamish McCann and his nurse, Miss Malloy.
Azure, Doctor, let me say that it could have been much worse. You seem to have an abnormally thick skull.
That's what Holmes says.
Rest up. In a few days, you'll be as good as new.
Oh, you're pardon, kind sir. I was only trying to adjust this wicked bandage.
In the future, would you kindly... Oh. Hello. You did that beautifully.
Oh, thank you, sir. It's quite a wound and it'll take some healing. Shall I sit with you while you rest a while?
Oh, yes, I like that.
There now, you just close them eyes. I'm right here.
Ah. Oh, yes. Well, I must say, this is rather relaxing.
I'm not surprised.
Holmes? When did you... how did you...
Just checking up on you, Watson.
well, I'm fine.
You are not fine.
Oh, pish.
As I understand it, you were almost killed by that brute on the wall. Perhaps you should leave this case entirely. Getting too dangerous.
Never. I intend to see it through to the end.
There are layers here, Watson. Layers upon layers. Nothing adds up. On the one hand, there's this Victor fellow. Obviously violent, but comes out of the blue.
Surprise!
Of course, he is connected to the Baskerville for his sister. And I suppose it's not impossible that Mrs. Barrymore and Sir Charles had an affair, which Victor is out to exploit or avenge.
With Mrs. Barrymore? Oh, I doubt it. She's like something out of Frankenstein.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Then, of course, is Barrymore the husband? Sounds peculiar. Yet is harmless as far as I can see. Of course, if his wife and Sir Charles did have an affair, he might have killed him out of revenge. But that shouldn't threaten Sir Henry. Unless, of course, Barrymore's a maniac. Which is not impossible. Then there's Stapleton. Who's obviously mad as a hatter. There's nothing to gain as far as I can see. And his sister Beryl could be the worst of the lot. He's simply pretending to be the stolen innocence.
Oh, don't tell Sir Henry that. He's besotted with her.
More reason to worry about her. She could just be after the money.
Huh?
Has anything else turned up? Any news on the house?
No, none. Oh, but you know that man of mystery I wrote you about? I saw him up close the other night.
You did?
Yes. I was taking my final look around the grounds before going to bed, and there he was, standing on the rocks at the back. Huh.
Is he anything like our friend Victor?
No. He seems, older and somewhat out of his head from the way he mutters and jitters and shambles along. I'm sure you'll learn a great deal more when you see him.
I won't, I'm afraid.
What? Why not?
I'm leaving.
What? Again? You can't.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but Holmes.
The press of work, the Bohemia business. I can't possibly stay.
You just arrived.
I'm sorry.
Now, well, have you seen Sir Henry at least?
No, I don't want to. He'll make a fuss. I just wanted to check you weren't dead or something.
Well, I'm not.
Apparently. Now, I want you to stay and keep me informed. Only you must keep a closer eye on Sir Henry.
Right.
Hey, doctor!
Well, there he is.
All yours.
Now, Holmes. Holmes! Austin! Over! I'm coming! I'm coming! Holmes! Holmes!
Oh, no. Hey, doctor. Hey, I'll see you later. I'm just going out by myself. Poor spell.
Oh, no, you're not.
So, to tell you the truth, I'm going to meet Beryl.
No, you are not.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, stop. Sir Henry, stop! Now, you know what Holmes said. No going out from the malls unaccompanied, and that is final.
I got two answers for you. First of all, we've been through a lot together, so you gotta stop calling me Sir Henry. My name's Henry, and I'll call you Johnny.
Oh, John?
Okay. John Boy. Oh. Or Bubba.
Oh. John, boy.
You got it. Second of all, Mr. Holmes in all his wisdom did not foresee certain romantic developments which have transpired since I've been here. And I'm sure you ain't a spoiled sport, right? Now, take a nap and I'll see you later.
What? No, stop, would you please?
Don't move! You have been tempting me like a French can dancer. For over a week, prepare to meet your maker. Yeah, yeah.
Henry?
Beryl.
Oh, my darling! I miss you so much.
Well, it's only been a day, you know. And you still look beautiful.
Oh, you spoil me terribly.
Well, good. Because I mean to. Now, listen. I've been thinking about a lot of things.
Oh, I think that's
and
excellent. I hear thinking is very good for the brain.
So you're making fun of me.
Just a little. You are from Texas.
You live in a swamp.
It's not a swamp, it's a moor, and at least we don't have crocodiles and kangaroos.
Well, that's Australia.
Oh, that's right. I get all the colonies mixed up. They all seem to have cowboys and uprisings.
Well, Miss Stapleton, you are interrupting my interruptions, and I want to say my piece.
Oh, all right. I suppose you're allowed to talk now and then.
Well, good, because, well, I want to marry you.
Oh, my God. I never thought. Yes! I'd go anywhere in the world with you, but you must promise me that we'll leave this place. We'll go together. We can't stay here. It's a place of danger. Oh.
Beryl? Beryl! Oh, how dare you! How dare you! What do you think you're doing, mister? This is my sister! Do you think you could just walk into Baskerville Hall just because you're a baronet and take her away?
Well, I assure you, sir, my intentions are honorable.
Honorable?
Well, in fact, I've asked your sister here to marry me.
Marry? Oh, Beryl! Over here, right now!
Now listen here, you can't speak to her that way, and I'm not.
Speak to her? Have you? Are you? Beryl!
Oh, you hound dog! You leave her alone.
No, Henry, it's all right. Just leave it. It's hopeless.
Come along, Beryl. I shall talk to you later, sir.
Holy cow, you should have seen what just happened.
I did. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spy on you, dear fellow, but I thought it best if he didn't see me.
Well, that's all right. But why in the world would he act that way? I mean, do you think he's crazy?
I suppose anything's possible.
Well, I think he needs a straight jacket.
Yes.
I mean, what's he got against me? I got plenty of money. Well, I never hurt anybody.
Sir Henry!
Oh, there he is. Now, be quiet. I'll be right here.
I have come to apologize. I suppose I overreacted.
You suppose that, do you?
You don't understand. This is my sister. And we have been together, the two of us, since we were children. And I had no idea that the two of you had fallen in love. I'm deeply sorry. I do apologize.
Well, that's very handsome of you.
Perhaps you could join us for dinner on Friday night. I could make amends. But I must ask you one thing, even now, is that you let matters rest until then, until I have gotten used to the idea. And then I will withdraw my opposition to the match without hesitation. That is a promise.
Well, I suppose a few days ain't too bad.
Good. We'll see you Friday then.
Bye, Henry.
It was now, dear Holmes, that events began crowding thick and fast upon one another, and I soon had the feeling that our lives were spinning without control towards a remarkable and inevitable conclusion. The fuse was lit by Mrs. Barrymore.
Sir Henry, I must speak with you. It is vital.
Inga, please do not tell them.
But I must.
Go ahead, Mrs. Barrymore.
Yeah, we're listening.
You and Dr. Watson have been very kind to us, and we thought we should tell you. We do know something involving the violent death of Sir Chalmers.
You mean you know how he died?
Not exactly, but we do know why he was at the gate that time of night.
It was a ritual to meet a woman.
Who was she?
We do not know her name, sir.
But her initials was LL.
Seems your Uncle Charles, he had a letter the morning he died, and it was in a woman's writing. I told Inga about it.
And I do not think of it again for weeks and weeks, but then I was cleaning out the study, Sir Charles's study. I found the ashes of a burned letter at the back of the grate. Most of it was torn to pieces, but one little piece was hanging together like little precious paper babies holding hands. And I could read the writing. It said, please, please, as you are a gentleman, burn this letter. And meet me at the gate at 10 o'clock, LL.
Well, have you got the slip?
Oh, no, sir. The babies crumble as I move them.
You have no idea who LL is.
We do not know that, sir.
But if you find a woman, you will learn things, John.
Well, did Sir Charles have a lot of lady friends or girlfriends, you might say?
Girlfriends, and no, sir. He was over 50.
Here we go now, sir.
Well, of course you may.
50 years old.
Girlfriends?
Oh, I could warm it. Oh.
LL.
Does that strike a bell with you?
No, I'm afraid not.
Me neither.
Yeah, what we need is someone who's familiar with everyone in the district. Dr. Mortimer! Come on! Ah. I believe he lives around here someplace.
Oh, look! Wait, there he is! Dr. Mortimer!
We need to speak with you.
I'm headed home. Where are you two headed?
Well, to your house! We need to ask you something!
Well, go ahead.
Well, we're looking for a woman with the initials LL.
What?
We're looking for a woman.
So am I. I'm tired of being single.
No. A special woman.
Me too. They're hard to find round here.
No, listen! We found a clue!
Why do you need glue?
What?
I don't have any glue.
No. We're looking for a woman so we can ask her some questions.
Well, in my case, it's to have children. Come along, gentlemen. Come inside. How's the case coming along?
Well, at the moment we're looking for a woman in the village with the initials LL.
There's only one as far as I know.
Yeah?
Her name is Laura Lyons. She runs a typing establishment on Front Street down the bend there. She married without her parents' consent, and he deserted her, and now she's desperately trying to raise money for a divorce.
How terribly sad.
Wait a moment. There he is again.
Who?
I've been watching a man up there on the rocks. He's watching everything in the village.
Thank you. Here I say, the man of mystery.
Where does he live, do you reckon?
Well, I don't reckon. I know. I spotted him at the Black Tor. It's that rocky place above the hilltop. He's sleeping in one of those stone huts.
Dr. Mortimer, your patient's waiting. I can't hold him off much longer.
I've got to run, gentlemen.
He's on his way, so hold your pants together.
The Black Tor, eh?
He's hiding out there, and I don't like it.
Yeah, well, I'd like to confront him.
Well, I'd like to do a lot more than that.
Yes, what are we waiting for?
Come on.
Let's go.
He didn't look this high up from Dr. Mortimer's window.
Look, down there at the bottom. I can see the hut.
You fellas, be careful up here now. It can get pretty slippery this time of night.
Well, thanks, old fella, but I'm used to being on hills like this in Texas, and I never slip off this kind of ground. Oh, my spleen. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Oh, look. It's the hut. Oh, still has a roof on it and everything.
Well, there's nobody inside. Come on. Well, there ain't no question somebody lives here. I mean, look at this. Blankets, and in here there's canned peaches, weenies.
Look at this. It appears to be a diary of some sort. 3:42 p.m. Dr. Watson and Sir Henry have gone to see Dr. Mortimer. Good heavens, what is this? What's going on?
We're being followed. And they've got to be mighty close by. Well, I'll go find them.
Fine. Be careful. Let's see. As noted earlier, Dr. Mortimer lives at the end of town. My guess is that they plan to question him regarding Laura Lyons. Good heavens.
Come out there, young man, or there'll be trouble.
And you stay where you are. I've got you covered.
I have you covered as well. Now, what will it be? Death for one of us? Or...
Shall we settle this over a nice cup of tea, my dear fellow?
Oh?
Hello, Watson.
Was that you all along?
I'm afraid it was.
Ah.
Glad you wore your usual pungent shaving cream, or I wouldn't have known it was you in the hut.
Well, it's really good to see you, Holmes.
I didn't expect you to find me this soon.
Yeah, but Mortimer spotted you scrambling on the rocks.
You've been to see him, I imagine, to find Laura Lyons?
Yes. Well, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Baker Street working on that blackmailing case.
That's what I wanted you to think.
Eh?
I thought if we could both examine the case independently, from different angles, we might make more progress. At the moment I'm trying to track down this Mrs. Lyons.
Ah, yeah, well, I believe I've done it. Let's see. And Mortimer says she lives down on Front Street.
Oh, excellent, Watson. Good work. Good man. You're getting better than I am at this detective business. I'll have to take up doctoring soon.
Oh, I say, let's hope not.
Yes. Your next move, I imagine, is to go and see Mrs. Lyons?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Then we'll go together. You are aware that a close intimacy exists between her and the man Stapleton?
No, I'm not.
Oh, yes, they meet. They're right. I'm hoping that we can use it to separate him from his wife, so he can question her.
His wife? You mean Stapleton's wife? I didn't know he had one.
Oh, yes. The woman Beryl, who pretends she's his sister, is in fact his wife.
What?
I believe he forces her into it.
Oh, that's shocking. Oh, you mean then that Stapleton is the man behind all
Stapleton is our enemy. He must be. There is no other calculus that makes sense.
But tell me, Holmes, how did you know he had a wife?
Because he forgot it. I did some sleuthing in the Times archives and learned that a school in the north did indeed come to grief under the atrocious circumstances he described. And the owner fled with his wife. I'm hoping to receive a photograph soon to confirm his identity.
What is it? What's the big?
Where is it, Watson? Where is it?
There, I think. It's out! Come quickly, Holmes!
He has beaten us, Watson.
No, surely not. Sir Henry! Oh, he's killed Sir Henry. Brute. The brute, I swear to you, Holmes, when we find him, I will lock him away forever. Stapleton!
Stapleton! How dare he touch my client? How dare he challenge me at my very own game? I would have him drawn and quartered in the public marketplace.
Holy cow, what happened here? Oh, it's like my cousin Daryl on a Friday night.
Sir Henry!
Oh, what's going on? Mr. Holmes?
Henry! Henry! Oh! Marvelous. Wonderful to see you alive.
You too, John.
Could it be? It is! It's Victor, my sometime neighbor.
Oh!
The clothes! I am a fool.
Of course, the Barrymores gave him Sir Henry's old clothing to keep him warm.
And the hound smelt the clothing.
What's going on?
What's going on? Somebody wants you killed.
Yes.
Just as they killed Sir Charles before you.
But who could it be?
I believe you'll find that Holmes... Holmes is working on it, and he will find out soon.
Hello, anybody there?
Oh, it's Stapleton, the lying varmint. I wish he'd keep his nose out of my business.
Not a word to Sir Henry. We require his innocence or my plans crumble.
Dr. Watson, is that you? Oh, and who is the... Sir Henry? It's a pleasure to see you, sir.
Likewise.
I didn't expect us to meet up on the moor like this. Oh, my dear, is that a body?
That's Victor, the man who escaped from Princeton prison.
Oh, dear me. And you must be Sherlock Holmes.
How do you do?
Been expecting you. Your exploits precede yourself, sir. Have you solved the mystery of Sir Charles's death?
I'm afraid I haven't. Which is why I returned so soon to London. I leave in the morning.
Now hold it a second. You just got here.
And alas, Watson and I depart in defeat.
Well, Watson too? Oh, then I'll lose a friend.
I trust I'll be down again quite soon, and that you will visit us when you're in London.
Jack? Jack, you know I don't like being... Oh, Henry! What a wonderful surprise! What are you doing here?
Well, I was just out with my friends. You know Dr. Watson, of course. And this here is Sherlock Holmes.
How do you do?
Mr. Holmes, what a pleasure. We've been expecting you for so long, and I'm so pleased and so grateful that you've come at last. And this could change everything.
Why? Are you in distress?
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Wow. Usually only those in distress are pleased to see me.
Good one, Mr. Holmes. And the rest will just run away. We'll still see you for dinner tonight.
Of course.
Wonderful. Till then.
Well, I guess I'll go have the Barrymores pack up your things.
Well, thank you.
the nerve he has, Watson. He's as cool as a cucumber, like one of his butterflies. Tempting capture, then littering away at the last moment. If only we can stop him before his next kill. Come, to the station. We have a train to meet.
Corporal!
And Milka!
Reporting for duty.
Sir!
Did the letter arrive at my residence?
Yes, it did.
I got it!
We both got it.
Satisfactory indeed, superlative. My next move is to visit Lower Lands.
What are you doing, sir?
I say, Holmes, are you quite sure those boys are all right?
Never convinced, Watson, no.
You know, Holmes, why don't we just arrest this blackguard at once so we know he's guilty?
Proof, Watson. We need proof. That's the cunning of it.
There is Sir Charles's body.
Found dead without a mark upon him. More important is the absence of motive.
What do you propose?
Well, I have great hopes of this Laura Lands. Let us repair immediately to her typing establishment.
Yes, it was I that sent the letter to Sir Charles, and it was I who begged him to help me, and it was I who asked him to meet me at the gate, but I never went to the meeting, I swear.
You're lying!
I am not.
Of course you are. Now, we regard this case as one of murder, and the evidence may implicate not only your friend Stapleton, but his wife as well.
His wife? His wife, he's not a married man.
Oh, but I'm afraid that he is.
Prove it. Prove it to me.
I have here a photograph taken of a couple 4 years ago in York, endorsed Mr. and Mrs. Vanderleer. But you'll have no difficulty recognizing him. And his wife. I believe she pretends she's his sister, Berry.
He lied to me. He offered me marriage if I could get a divorce. He kept me from going to the gate to meet Sir Charles. Oh, the villain, the blackguard, the evil man, how could he?
Madam, I believe you have had a lucky escape. You had him in your power and he knew it. I suggest that for your safety, you do not leave this room until tomorrow morning. Good afternoon.
Well, take care of yourself.
Come, Watson, to Baskerville Hall. It's time we set our trap and spring it. Now, Sir Henry, I want you to do as I say and do it blindly. I want you to drive to your dinner with the Stapletons, then send your carriage back and tell them you intend to walk home.
Across the moor?
Exactly.
But that's what you keep telling me not to do.
Well, this time you may do it safely.
Well, if that's what you're telling me.
Good. Now send your carriage, or you'll be late for dinner.
You say so. I don't like it.
I must say, this is rather hard on poor Sir Henry, Holmes.
Poor Sir Henry will thank us. If I can just keep him alive.
What is it? What's the matter?
These portraits on the wall. They are, I take it, Sir Henry's ancestors.
Yes, that's right.
And all of them Baskerville.
Yes, indeed. Oh, the one you're looking at here? This is Sir Hugo. He's the one that started everything. Is something wrong?
No, Watson. No, something is very, very right at last.
No?
Ha! I know you think I know nothing of art, but I think you will agree this portrait is remarkable.
Well, I might call it lifelike, but I don't know that I'd call it remarkable.
Oh, I would, believe me. Step back a little.
No.
There. Now, I want you to imagine the portrait. Imagine it without the hat and all the hair. And without the heavy cloak he's wearing. Now, Does it remind you of anyone?
No, say. Stapleton! Ah! Oh, no. Same beady little eyes. same weak, flabby chin. Same awful teeth. Oh, good heavens.
Good heavens, glorious heavens, praise heavens. Stapleton is a Baskerville. He must be the black sheep's son.
Oh, of the brother that died in South America!
And there's a motive, Watson. The last piece of the puzzle. Of course. You know, I should have seen it back at the Northumberland Hotel when we saw the Castilian desk clerk.
It was a mystery to me from the very beginning. The missing boot, the mysterious letter, Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, all right. Enough. Watson, remind me to change hotels.
Right. But how does Stapleton do it, Holmes? I mean, the creature is real. At least it seems to be real.
Oh, I'm wanting him, Watson. And by tonight, he'll be fluttering in our nets as helpless as one of his butterflies. Now, come quickly to the station. Let's meet Lestrade.
Well, is there anything good this time, or is it just some Maharaja's missing knickers?
The biggest thing in years.
Are you armed?
Well, does a duck piss in a pond?
Thank you for such a vivid metaphor. Did you bring the warrant I asked for?
Does a bear go to the woods and take...
Thank you! I need you to arrest the most singular criminal mind I have ever come across.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go catch the bucker and slam him to rights.
Then both of you, quickly, to the moors!
Well, it's not a very cheerful place now, is it, Holmes? Oh, look there! I see lines.
That's Merripit House where Stapleton lives. Now, he has killed one man and is entrapping another.
He sounds like sort of a slippery character to me.
That is the understatement of your career, Lestrade. Now, Sir Henry is inside and will be coming out any moment. He'll be coming up that path there, and that is where Stapleton will try and kill him. We'll ambush him from Lestrade. From here. Now, Watson, you've been inside the house.
Oh, yes.
What are those lattice windows on the corner?
I believe that's the dining room, Holmes.
Do you think you could get closer, see who's inside?
What?
But stay low, keep quiet. God help us if Stapleton gets wind to us. Now go.
Oh, better having the dinner, the lucky bugger.
Be quiet!
I'll be right back. Just checking on the furnace.
Well,
What happened?
this enormous dog in that building. Listen, I saw no sign of Miss Stapleton at the dining room table.
Oh, Lord love a duck.
What?
Would you look at that?
What is it?
The fog. Look at the fog. It's like pea soup.
Oh no! This is the one and only thing that could stop us.
Oh, well, leave it to me. I'll get to higher ground and I'll haul if I see anything.
Good idea.
Go!
Yeah, move like a cat.
Damn this fog! And damn Sir Henry for taking his sweet time. Our success and even his life may depend on him coming out before the fog obscures everything.
Holmes, look, one of the lights went out.
Come on!
Fog's getting so bad I can barely see the path.
Wait, shh! Listen. I think I hear him coming out.
Oh, good night, and thank you again. Sleep well.
Henry, look out!
Oh, what the hell?
Sir Henry! Henry!
Henry!
What was that thing? I can hardly.
It's all right. It's dead. It's dead.
Oh, that is one big dog.
Painted with phosphorus. It reflects the light. The poor brute was half starved, I have no doubt.
Who could do such a... Was it Stapleton?
I'm afraid it was. And now, we must catch him. You stay there. Watson, into the house!
Damn, no sign of him.
He must have heard the shots and run.
He's not in the kitchen.
Shh. Wait. Listen, I think I hear something.
I believe it's coming from upstairs, Holmes. Do you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it too. Go quickly, both of you, before he gets away.
Come on, come on. Miss Stapleton!
The brute!
Oh, well, at least I'm trying to buy things, will you?
Oh, yes, good idea, Watson.
Is he safe? Has he escaped?
He cannot escape us, madam. We won't let him.
No, not Chuck. I mean, Henry, is he safe? Has he escaped the house?
He has.
Oh, thank God. Oh, the villain, look how he's treated me. But this is nothing. It's my mind and my soul that is tortured and defiled. I could endure it all the solitude and ill usage once I'd met Henry, but if only he'd forgive me.
Well, forgive you? Well, I'd forgive you anything.
Oh, my darling. Oh.
Now, I want to know where Stapleton is, because I'm going to tar him and feather him.
Oh, I can tell you that there's only one place he could have fled. There was an old tin mine on an island in the heart of the mire. It was there that he trained his hateful hound, and there also he built a refuge in case he was ever found out.
Well, could he find it in the dark like this?
Yes, that is, he could have, but... Oh...
Well, tell us.
This morning, knowing what he had planned, I shifted the markers he uses to find his way in. I put them in circles, round and round, down the hill to the deepest part of the mire, and...
The case and its resolution took its toll upon Holmes, for he was continually troubled by the conflict he felt between the atrocious nature of the crimes and the thrill he took in their investigation. Now, the hound, he said, is deep in all of us, that part of the soul that is dark and troubling, and it took him some time to come to grips with it all. For my part, I was anxious to understand all the details of what had occurred, so that I might begin to chronicle his latest exploit. But it was a full month before I could get him to talk about it, which he finally did on a Sunday afternoon when we were back at our flat in Baker Street.
Stapleton was indeed the son of Roger Baskerville.
Yes.
And when he heard that only two persons stood between him and the title, he resolved to kill them both. Moved to Devonshire for that purpose. Heard about the legend of the hound, and that is where his genius came in. Used the myth to create the real thing. A gigantic mastiff, painted and starved to his killing. His wife tried to warn Sir Henry. Used the cutouts to disguise her handwriting, in case her husband ever saw it. Meanwhile, Stapleton stole Sir Henry's boot to give the hound the smell of the man, which told me instantly that a real dog was involved somewhere. So, I had my suspicions before you ever moved to Devonshire. The one red herring in all of this, the convict Victor, who actually had nothing to do with the case, but clouded my judgment for a while, which was unforgivable.
As if in answer to Holmes' self-reproach, the doorbell rang at that very instant. Henry and Miss Stapleton arrived, bringing the news that they were going to be married just as soon as the law allowed, and asking me to be their best man. Congratulations.
Wow! Let's go to the celebration.
Yes.
Let's go to the opera. My box is free. the Emperor's full stop.
We owe everything to the two of you and we're very grateful.
Just doing our job, that's all.
We're proud to have been of some small help in the matter. There was a relief, however briefly, just something worth fighting for, something to
Right against the Queen! Ah! Dynamite!
Well, Watson,
Yes, Holmes?
it appears the wheel has turned again.
Indeed.
And now,